Here's my Beretta PX4 Storm. Today I'll show you how to take off the slide and show you some internals. First you have this pin here, these pin here, this pin here. So these three pins are the main pins that connect the internals to the frame. Now you will be avoiding a warranty if there's something missing or you tamper with it. But yeah, all I'm going to show you is how to remove the slide and how to access it to clean it. I did actually remove the entire thing, but I spent 2 hours trying to put it back together the right way. So first off, I'll show you what you might need. Get some Phillips screwdrivers. Now these are good because they come in different sizes, or that's a different one, different sizes. With this back piece, which you could use for normally. You might need a little hammer. It's a small one to tap the pins out. This gun seems like it could have a disassembly incorporated into the system, but Umarex decided not to have too many people poking around with their guns. The first pin right here on the very left is what connects the slide. And let me just find a fitting one. Oh, it's too big. Maybe let's try it again. Yeah, it's too big. That'll work. You do want to be gentle, not break your gun. Have to be kind of quiet too, because I was people sleeping. Pin's coming out a little bit. The first time I tried this pin is the hardest to take out because it has a threading that keeps more friction. It might take you a few minutes, so let me just do this so it's not going to be too loud. Okay. If I did it on this, it'll be a little bit louder and wake up people. So here, I took the pin out. You might need some pliers if you want to. I would like to use it. Take this out. Now you could just keep hammering it all the way till it's out, but you could just use this or your fingers. What? Here you go. Okay, sorry, I was talking to someone. Anyways. Whatever. Just knock it out completely. Need a longer one. There we go. Now this pin should come out simple. Now you see, or it's hard to focus, but essentially there's this groove, or I could say a lump or hump, I don't know, but it has these threads that keep it friction tight into this. And once you move that, this little knob, which originally was like this, when you take that pin out, this pin comes off. Just move these. Make sure you don't lose pieces, guys. And you have to contact Umarex and they're gonna ask you questions why you disassembled it. But I have authorization, so pull the slide back as far as you can till the spring meets its end. And the slide comes off like a blank gun. Pull it back or up and forward. Sorry, I have a bathroom right over there. Someone's using it. Okay, go. Go away. Go away. Let's take the spring off. I've shot about 2,000 lead and BBs and oiled this gun a bit from the back because I didn't know how to take out the slide before. But I disassembled this yesterday, so it's cleaner, new oiled, and this is very important. Do not take out this internal. There are many springs that will fling out, get lost, or be put back in the wrong position. So you do not want to mess with that. I spent 2 hours or more just trying to get it to the right position, put it back in, make sure it's working in double action and single action. There's a whole entire mechanism which is so complex. I have schematics for it, and don't ask where I got it. There's this entire bar that connects to this, and the spring that pushes this up, the slide is off. But anyways, do not take this internal off. You can, but I don't recommend it at all. It's way too hard. It's just hard. So here you could clean out all the rails and everything. There's a little mechanism that pushes. Anyways, you could essentially take off the barrel, take out the internal, take off the compression chamber, you could take out the CO2 compartment. And those are pretty much trial and error for me to get everything working again. So if you ask if you try this is taking out the internal receiver and you mess up, or the springs pop out and you're asking what's the right position, ask me and I might take a photo and help you out. Someone else there. Some people had problems with the barrel moving forward from this position here or moving backward. Actually, I could take this a little bit more out. Just not the entire component. This holds the CO2 chamber. This pin holds the internal. Do not take out this pin. This pin is in the very left. This pin is in the very right. This is where the original field stripping mechanism was. But it's into manufacturers. Okay. Find a bigger one so it pops out easier. Get my hammer. Next hole. Okay. So these two pins, were in this slots, which hold the compression chamber. And do not take out this either. There's way too many parts. This screw right here, I didn't really know where it went, but it connects internals to the body to the frame. So, and I had a lot of trouble with the trigger to work with the hammer, because the trigger would often get stuck. So, I do not recommend taking out the internal. Okay. Anyways, after you take out these pins, compression chamber comes out. Probably oil it up, but not too much, or else you get gunked up. And the barrel comes out. Just cock the hammer. Well, the barrel is two pieces: the actual barrel and this, I could say, pellet compressor. I don't know. It's smooth. There's a rifle barrel. You could easily extend the barrel out of the front. This is where the original front was. You can see how it has that. There we go. This is where the original front was. It does not fit. So, but you could cut it if you wanted to. Trim it to fit the longer barrel and put a mock suppressor. Anyways, Do not want to mess up this pistol. I have SA-177 and Umarex Steel Storm on display with a few accessories. I'll probably show how to disassemble those. In the meantime, here's my PX4 Storm. The PX4 Storm is way too expensive to even try. Okay. Here it is. This is the pin, the side that holds the CO2 compartment, which I could take apart and show you. So I'm doing it. It has that little nub, gives me more leverage. Or whatever your terms are. So pull the pin a little bit more out, wiggle it, and gently let's take this out. CO2 compartment. Feels like a magazine. What's that? Maybe you wanna hold these up so the actual magazine fits in better. I prefer Teflon because when it dry or when you take out the oily substance, it still leaves a slippery substance. Now, you can see a little glimpse at all those internals there. Over here is the trigger mechanisms. You see now, it's a little dark. Here's your magazine rotator. It's dark. Can't see it, but if you actually do this, you can see it. Here would be the little nub for the rotating or advancing the rotary mag. Now there's a bunch of springs and I could say poles. Take this out. Poles and the trigger that make it work. Over here it's just so complicated. Do not try. Right here, there's a spring right there. Or no, I forgot where it was. Just put on safe. Well, get this. But underneath this, there is a spring that will fling out, and there is a small spring where the hammer is that pushes another mechanism. It's also complicated, so for the most part, do not take out this part. As far you can go by being safe is take out the CO2 compartment, the compression chamber. Let's put these pins back. There it is. Keep it there. A little nub. Or trying to make it even, so perfect is better. Alright, so this is back in. Put the compression chamber. Fit the pins back into their slots. Sorry, I'm out of camera. When I first opened this up, there's a lot of oil and dirt. So it's as far as you can go without messing this thing up. Oh, I made a mistake. Trial and error. Forgot to put the barrel back in. Put this out. Cut the hammer. This. goes back in. Make sure nothing wiggles too much, else something's loose. Now when you put the spring back, make sure the thinner side, which has one less coil around it. This is the thicker side, this is the thinner side. You can obviously see. It's quite hard, but whatever. The thinner side goes in first. It's all snug, oiled up. Put this slide back on. Pull it back. I want to cock the hammer and put it on fire first. Cock the hammer, pull it back, push it down. There we go. Slides back in. And what I did was, just do it again to show you. I put on fire, cock the hammer, so it has clearance for this. You can see it. There we go. There's clearance for this. And you put this back in. Pull back. The slide is still off, so forgot about it. Anyways, to put this back in, which might be a little hard because you had to hammer it a lot. What I was going to do first is try to grind out that little snub on this. Sorry. This little snub. Right there.